Hi, my name's John Blair and I'll show you how to migrate the Umbraco starter kit from version 7 to version 8. Okay, the migration process. We begin by setting up a source website that we are going to migrate. So I have a website with the starter kit installed, so I initially take a copy of that. So I copy the database to a new database, in my case Umbraco 7 Migrates. I copy the version 7 website to a new IIS website, in my case local7.migrate, and point it to the database that I took a copy of, Umbraco 7 Migrate. My version of the starter kit was 7.13.1. It's recommended that you go to the latest version of Umbraco 7 before you do a migrate. So I updated the local 7 migrate website using the NuGet package manager and Visual Studio, and said OK to update the configs. So that's my source site ready. Set up my target website, which is going to be a version 8 one. So what you do initially is you copy the Umbraco 7 Migrate database to a new one, which is going to be Umbraco 8 Migrate. So Umbraco 8 Migrate at this point contains the version 7 tables and database structure, which I was quite surprised at, but it does get upgraded later on. Then we create a Visual Studio project that contains version 8 of Umbraco. We map that to an IIS website, in my case local 8 migrate, and point it at the Umbraco 8 migrate database. We then edit the web config in the version 8 solution and set the Umbraco core configuration status to 7.15.1. So that's the source version of Umbraco that we're going to upgrade to version 8. In my case it's 8.12. And so now we're in a position to begin the migration. To do that, we head over to the back office in local 8 migrate website. Then we're presented with an upgrading Umbraco dialog. We hit continue. When the migration's done, I had a look around. We can see that browsing in the back office, we get errors, as I might have expected, because we haven't moved the template files or the media files across yet. When we take a look at the database at this point, we can see that the database has been updated to the version 8 format. So you can see things like the CMS content table no longer exists, but the new version 8 tables like CMS content new is present. So now the database has been sorted, the next thing to do is to migrate the files. So this is take the version 7 website files across to the version 8 site. So these files are the views directory, so that contains all the template physical files. So we copy everything in there, but we skip matching files so we don't clobber any version 8 files that exist. We copy the whole media directory, we copy the scripts, we copy the CSS folders. Typically you would compare all the configs as you generally make changes to them as you develop a production site. But I just did a comparison to see what was different. I just noticed some of the standard config files have gone. Applications, dashboard, trees, log4net is replaced by Serialog. I didn't change any of the config files and just carried on. I haven't migrated any of the app plugins. There's one in there for TerraType that Google Maps uses. So Google Maps is broken in the migration at the moment. So after the files were migrated, I then kicked up the version 8 and found loads of errors. Not surprised with that one. The first main problem I ran into was models. There were no models generated, and it wasn't clear how to generate them. So what I did was I edited the web config on the version 8 and switched the models mode to DLL, so that in the back office I could force a regeneration of all the models into a DLL. So that's what I did, reran the code, and then found that the namespaces used in the template, publish content models, no longer exists. It's now called publish models, so global change for that one. Next errors I was finding was Umbraco template page no longer exists, so global change to make that Umbraco view page. Model content, global change to just be model. Model content site no longer exists. Couldn't find site existing in the new version 8, but a bit of googling told me that model root would do the same thing. Access and radio button lists. Version 7 used Umbraco get pre-values as string. Changed that just to model.property name. That seemed to work okay. Umbraco.type content no longer exists, so there was a global change to Umbraco.content. Same for model.content.get property value. That get changed to model.value. And I didn't migrate any of the packages. Okay, I thought I'd do a quick demo of the migration. This is SQL Server, and what you can see is I had an Umbraco 7 starter kit. I took a copy of that database, Umbraco 7 Migrate, copied it again to Umbraco 8 Migrate, and so we're copying from 7 to 8. Incidentally, any of you working with SQL Server, what I ran into problems in the past was I've got some old Umbraco projects that run on SQL Server 2008 R2, so version 10.5. I find Umbraco 8 doesn't support that anymore, so I end up upgrading my SQL Server to 2017, I think, version 14, and that was a way to get around that. So they're my databases used for the migrations. And IIS, I created a version 7 Migrate website to map onto that project that taps into the version 7 Migrate database. I created a locally Migrate target, which will have Umbraco version 8 installed, and the target, the migration, and the physical files will be copied from the version 7 directory to the version 8. And then in Visual Studio, to show you some of the kind of things that changed. Umbraco view page had to be put in globally. Template page is no longer supported. Model root to get the home page. Some of the version 7 methods like site don't appear to exist. Some of the other get pre-values don't exist, so some of them you can just access the properties directly now. yeah, those kind of things were done. Yeah, Umbraco web publish content models doesn't exist, so there was a scattering of changes. Again, content type doesn't exist, so content. So I tend to find that there's just a few things that need to be changed globally before things work, and I didn't migrate the plugins. I haven't looked at how best to do them, so the maps won't work. And finally, I'll just give you an overview. This is the 8 site migrated, so the home page has just updated the title from the source. If you recognise the starter kit, you'll see that it looks very familiar, and the blogs final. The one page that doesn't work entirely is the maps, because the plugin hasn't been migrated. And if we take a look at the back office, you'll see it's very similar to the front office, and that's the only title I changed. There we go. So all working. Thanks for watching.